Hey there. Excuse me. You're a great start. Hey there. Welcome to Rise and Receive. This is an opportunity in your day to stop whatever you're doing and take a little time to explore how to receive fulfillment in your life by unlearning struggle. So today we are doing mini training number 2 on work and money, 3 keys to surpass your limits. And we're going to be talking about key number 2 today, where we're going to be exploring what I call the speed factor. So these mini trainings are all about discovering how to surpass your limits with ease, with greater speed, and beyond what you ever imagined. And so on Monday, we talked about the ease factor, and I talked about the doing blind spot, and today we're going to talk about another blind spot which addresses the speed factor. So if you've been trying to surpass your limits in any area of your life, and you want it to happen faster, you're really going to like this. For today's training though, I'm going to invite you to just stop and think about money and work, or work and money. And where is it in your life that you would like to experience greater fulfillment in either or both of those? So when we started on Monday, I had you really think about what's going on for you in that department, and I gave you some tips, primarily being that, and we're going to build on this today, separating work and money as 2 separate things. And today we're going to go deeper into that. So wherever you're at with this topic in your life, take a moment to connect with what would you like to experience so that you can surpass whatever limits you have. Whether it's financial limits, whether it's job limits, whether it's promotions, whether it's being able to work less hard and make more money, whether it's a job change, whether it's finding a job, whatever it is, just let yourself connect with that, because that'll make this training particularly relevant to you. So if you don't know me, my name is Sonia Miller. I'm a speaker, coach, and best-selling author, and I help ambitious, goal-oriented people to surpass their limits with ease and speed. And one of the ways that I love to do this is I love to illuminate blind spots, because if there's one thing that ambitious, goal-oriented people tend to have in common, is that we have this overdeveloped reliance on what I call your doing skills, which is a lot like the hunter. We do a lot of thinking, a lot of strategizing, a lot of planning and research and taking action. We're really good at navigating the physical world, or certainly relying on those tools. But when we don't have the being skills that comes with human beingness, the power of being, what tends to happen is when our goals don't come in and we've been really working towards them, we hit an upper limit. And we can only go so far. And so that's when we start looking for a breakthrough or an answer or a solution, or, why is it that I can only get so far? And that's because you're missing an essential skill. And that skill is the skill of receiving. Most ambitious, goal-oriented people don't know how to receive. And take it as somebody who is cut from that cloth, an overdoer, an overfunctioner, an overachiever, because that's how I got my sense of worth and value, which is what happens for a lot of ambitious, goal-oriented people. I was missing that skill. And when I started to tap into that skill, then all kinds of things became available to me that were just waiting for me. And that's what happens with most of my clients. I mean, actually all of them. If you do the being skills, if you practice, things start to happen, things start to come in, and you dissolve your upper limit. So what I wanted to do today to inspire you even more is I wanted to give you some real quotes from real students who practice these skills that I talk about in these mini trainings, because as you hear what they experience in surpassing their limits with ease, speed, and beyond what they ever imagined, then I know you'll start to get inspired and open and receptive to ideas that maybe are new to you. And you can explore further how to make this possible. Just really let the inspiration open up possibilities in your own life. I'm going to be teaching a 2-day workshop this month, and these quotes come straight from this information page, so you can always go and check out more. But I'm going to read you a few that are straight from the work and money category. Okay, so this is what opened up. These are how people surpass their limits with ease and speed very, very easily, very quickly, ease and speed, and beyond what they ever thought was possible. So here's one. This is actually something that people in sales love because they hit these upper limits and all sorts of issues around quotas and where do I get my leads and lead gen, and they do all kinds of hunting and tactical stuff, but they often can hit an upper limit. And even if they're really good at sales, they deal with the internal angst of having to start over each month or each quarter with a new quota. So this came from a salesperson. I'm eating this stuff up. Another $200,000 deal just fell in my lap. Another one that's an entrepreneur. I'm receiving a big, steady influx of business opportunities and leads easily. Let's see. I just got off the phone and manifested a $13,000 tax refund. Let's see. Here's some more. I got a job opportunity I wasn't even looking for. My work scenario was easily resolved. Let's see here. My ideal lucrative job for the work-life balance I wanted showed up. And here's the last one for today. The floodgates have opened. I received clarity about my life mission and offered a service to a new prospect. So those are just a few examples of what can happen when you practice these tools. I hope that inspires you. And let's dive into today's mini training. So today we're going to talk about the speed factor. All right. And the pain point that this addresses is, let's say you are hitting an upper limit with work and money, and you are really, really wanting something that you don't have. Okay, so it's the pain point is the feelings of wanting, longing, yearning, frustration, angst. Sometimes we start to get into desperation and obsession and anxiety. So those are the feelings that come with wanting something you don't have. And the other piece that comes with that is the how do I say this perception of lack. Like no matter what you do, I can't connect with abundance. I can't connect with possibilities. I can't see where the opportunities are, whether it's with work or with money. So that's the pain point. And then what happens is the more we work harder, the more we rely on doing, it feels like, or our experience actually is that progress is happening either slowly or not at all. So we work harder, we lean more on doing, more strategizing, more researching. What do I do? More worrying, more angst. And wherever we go, we get the reinforcement of it's not happening. And if it is, slowly. So that's the pain point that we're dealing with today around this upper limit issue around work and money. And so the key now to surpassing your limit when it's a speed issue, of course, this is the key to all aspects of surpassing your limit, but I really want to focus on this, is we are focusing on the wrong thing. You're focusing on the wrong thing. Now, why is this important? The focus itself. Well, the whole theme for this entire mini training is your consciousness creates your reality. We went into that in mini training number 1 on Monday, really in depth, because we unpacked cause and effect. What is the cause that creates the effect that you want? So human doings really rely on cause and effect in the physical world. If I do A, then B will happen. Now, while that's true, it's a very limited perspective. And the broader, more empowered perspective that allows you to dissolve your upper limit is when you start to look at how your consciousness is the cause of every effect. Your consciousness creates your reality. Now, your consciousness is everything that happens internally. It's your inner terrain. So it's thoughts, feelings, emotions, conditioning, experiences, memories, all kinds of things that happen internally, sensations in your body. Now that terrain is just as legitimate as the outer world terrain of strategies and blueprints and goal setting and timelines and benchmarks and targets and things like that, and action that you take and efficiency. But again, if you're hitting an upper limit, then you need to start looking at what is happening in consciousness. Training number 1, we talked about what is the cargo in your truck of action. Is your cargo toxic waste? Or is your cargo all of the things that you want to experience? So today we build on that. Now, when it comes to focusing on the right thing, what really allows speed to happen and those kinds of manifestations that you heard about is when you focus on the essence of what you want so that the form can come. Focus on the essence and the form can come. All right. So the blind spot, I call this the faulty focus blind spot, because what most people do when you're in doing mode is you focus on the form. And the form may be the job, or the form may be where the money's coming from. So maybe the money you think is going to come from a client or a sale or a raise or promotion or a loan or a paycheck, right? Or a retirement check. I mean, we have all of these places that we think the form of money needs to come through, and it's very limited. In training number 1, we talked about focus. Okay. So by focusing on the essence, we start to put our attention on the feelings. So just like the feeling of angst and desperation and obsession and longing and yearning, all of those feelings are the pain point. Your feelings are also, so that's the cause of this upper limit issue. The feelings are also the cure, because when you focus on the feelings that are associated with the job and the money, and you do so correctly, speed happens. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today to actually bring this into practice in your life are the ways that we shift the feelings and the perspective of lack. So all of that, your feelings and the feeling that it's not here, again, wanting something you don't have, causes your consciousness to be all about, what did I have here in my notes here? So there's the when then, so you're going to shift from seeking to seeing. From seeking to seeing. So instead of seeking something you think you don't have, you're going to see how what you want is already here. And you're going to do it by focusing on the feelings that you're experiencing right here, right now, or that you can experience right here, right now. And because it's an essence, because it's a feeling, the right here, right now takes care of the lack issue, because it's here, it's abundant, it's right now. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to shift from seeking something you think you don't have to seeing how it's already here. So I'm going to give you some practice things that you can take. Okay, I'm going to invite you to do this for 1 week and then see what happens. So go back to your particular job and goal situation. And remember, from training number 1, the first thing we're going to do is separate the job and the money, so that you can really put your focus in one easy, simple way, rather than thinking that they have to be connected, because that's going to create problems, and that's going to generate more problems and more delays and more obstacles. So let's talk about your ideal job. Okay. I want you to think about how you want to feel in your ideal job. And one of the best ways to do this is start paying attention to peak experiences. So you could sit down and think about experiences that you've had in work, and it doesn't even have to be about work. It could be a hobby or something that you love to do, but think about a peak experience or multiple peak experiences, especially if you've had them around work specifically. If you've already experienced peak experiences in work, go back to those and just sit and have some memory time about it. Just remember what it was. And I want you to start writing down what you were doing and how you were feeling. Okay? What was happening when you were having a peak experience, and how were you feeling? Now, if you have concrete examples of that in your life, whether that's happening in a fleeting sort of way present day, or it's something from the past, or you have no frame of reference relating to work, and you go to other aspects of your life where you're having a peak experience, notice what you're doing and how you're feeling, and write it down. Now, when it comes to how to be an invitation and shift to seeing how this is already here, you're going to want to, on the doing front, okay, so how do I get the actual job, the actual doing thing, start to explore how you can do anything that's even close to that doing. It can be for fun. It can be for play. It can be when you're just hanging out with friends or on your own. It does not have to be job related. Enjoy that. Find that. Do that. Have that be a doing thing. And because your focus is on this, okay, on the doing, then you can invite the right here, right now by putting your attention on it through focus. And just make statements of gratitude. I'm so grateful that I get to do this. I invite more and better. Show me the way. So just keep putting your attention on when you get to do things that you love, and that will expand that in your life. And because you're in the right here, right now consciousness, just start to notice what shows up in your world. Okay. Now, let's say the feeling that you have around a job, maybe it's not even the work. Maybe it's when you're connecting with coworkers, maybe the connecting piece and having creative conversations, or that's what you'd like to have more of. Think about other times in your life where you have that feeling of connection and notice it every time you have it in your life. And when you do, put your attention on that, because what you focus upon flourishes. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful I have this experience of connection. Show me the way. I invite more and better. How else can I have this in my life? Just be an invitation. Give thanks for it. Thank you for these opportunities to experience connection and creativity with other people. I invite more and better. Show me the way. Okay. Now your attention is on the feeling, the essence. And because you're feeling it right here, right now, then you are the consciousness of, I have this feeling right here, right now. Whatever you focus upon flourishes. Now, if you don't have that feeling, or maybe it's a memory from the past, this is where you bring in the power of invitation with a willingness mantra. So anytime you're focusing on the feeling of the things that you don't want at your job because you're not happy, because it's not enough, because you're in your upper limit, just catch that. Notice, stop and say, I am willing to feel fulfillment and connection in my work in ways better than I ever imagined. So it's all about the power of focus, the power of flourishing. Now, that's in the job arena. Let's talk about money. One of my favorite exercises around money is the essence of money, because in any given situation, when you want more money, whether it's for your job, excuse me, little water break. So whether it's your job, whether you're waiting on a sale to come in, whether you want a promotion, take a moment to simply stop and notice, what is the feeling that you think that money is going to give you? Now, a great example of this, I'll tell you, I had this is one example, but I've had so many students have something similar, right? I had made a big sale many years ago, and this sale was somebody that I could totally count on, and they were, loved my work, and it was very fulfilling, and it represented an up-leveling in my work. Okay, I had gone from hobby level of my work to professional level, and so this was a big kind of like, if you're not in a corporate setting, in the entrepreneurial world, it's an up-leveling or like a promotion, that kind of equivalent. And so the commitment had been made, the agreements had been signed, and the money hadn't come yet. The person just hadn't gotten around to it. And I just really wanted that money to come in, right? Now, if you focus on lack, if you focus on waiting, you get more lack, you get more waiting, and back to that pain point, wanting something you think you don't have. And it's really easy to get fixated on money. Where's the money going to come from? Why isn't it here yet? So the key is stop. And I just sat and asked myself, what feeling do I think that this money is going to give me? Now, here's what's interesting. There was already money in the bank. My business was already doing well, and this was a done deal. So what was that angst and not havingness about? There was a feeling that I wanted. And when I sat and I just got really quiet, and this is what I invite you to do when you want money, is just stop and ask yourself, what is the feeling that I believe this money, in whatever form, whether it's, again, a paycheck, money you're expecting, a promotion, however you want that money to come in. It might not have anything to do with job, remember, because we separated the two. How do I think that money is going to make me feel? And as I sat quietly, the answer was satisfied. I just wanted the satisfaction. It was that simple. It was like a relief of pressure. So it was relief and satisfaction. So then I asked myself, which is what I invite you to do, when in my life do I feel satisfied? When in my life do I feel relief? And I thought of situations like, oh, after a long, hot day and I get to take a shower. Ah, that's so satisfying. What a relief. Or when I've been running and I haven't had a meal and I get to sit down and eat. Oh, so satisfying. What a relief. So you start to notice when you have the feeling that you think the money will give you, and then start focusing on that and say, I am willing to experience satisfaction and relief in expected and unexpected ways. I am willing to receive money from expected and unexpected channels. I am willing to be pleasantly surprised. So these are some great money affirmations. And whenever you feel satisfied or relieved, or whatever the feeling is that you want, notice it. Give thanks for it and say, experience it fully. Thank you for the satisfaction and relief that I have right here, right now. Right here, right now. That's the energy. How does it get even better than this? And then just do what's in front of you. That's the only action you have to take. Do what's in front of you. The whole thing about receiving and opening up to speed is letting life deliver the kindness it's always offering. When you are focused on all of the angst around, or the dissatisfaction or the frustration, and all of the lack that you perceive, that is all that you can receive. That is what slows down the manifestations. But when you connect with the feelings that you want, how they're already here, and remain open and receptive for it to show up in infinite and unexpected ways, be willing to be pleasantly surprised, that speeds everything up. And you shift from hunter mode, where you're very narrowly focused and only can receive the thing you've got your sights set on, to the majestic tree that embodies receiving all day, every day, without doing anything, open and receptive. And you heard those stories. These are the kinds of things that produce tangible results. You surpass your limits with greater ease and with greater speed. So I hope this was helpful. I hope it inspired you. I hope you take up my invitation to try these two practices, okay, around the doing and the essence, the feeling. What is it that I love to do? Peak experience. How does it feel? How do I get to do that right here, right now? And how am I feeling the feelings of work and money right here, right now? Let me focus on that and be willing to invite more or better. Okay. The words don't matter. It's the feelings, the essence. Focus on the essence and the form will come. So if this was helpful, please like, please share. It helps me reach the people that I'm here to serve. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. I'll keep announcing the next video each time it's released. And I invite you to join me at the 2-day workshop coming up November 20th and 23rd. It's called Surpass Your Limits in 2022, and it's designed to help you bring closure to 2021 and enter the new year with peace, power, and the predictability that comes from having the right awarenesses and the right tools. Go to surpassyourlimitsworkshop.com and learn more about it. I will see you Friday at the next mini training. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.